Well, talking about accommodating people.
Yes.
Another example of the pussification of our country.
Okay.
People who need to be accommodated all the time because of their sensitivities.
Yes.
I know this won't be a surprise to you in any way, shape, or form, but it's sickening to have to know that this is going on.
Okay.
Book publishers fearing, that's the key word right there, fearing
Yes.
the backlash from social justice activists, the ones that you should run over with your car if they're blocking your freeway or anything.
And you're allowed to in Tennessee.
That's what I heard.
Yes. Good law.
They're hiring special readers to check the books and flag up racist, sexist, and other so-called offensive content before they go to print.
Well, looks like I won't be finding a publisher for the Korea book.
Exactly. These people are referred to as sensitivity readers.
Oh, God. How embarrassing would that be hey, what, you got a new job? Yeah. It's Simon & Schuster. What's your job? Sensitivity reader.
Right.
All right, faggot. Have fun.
Yeah. Which is kind of funny that you use that term, because today I did watch the Trump speech in Florida.
Yeah.
And, for the most part, they concentrated on the actual speech and, the people who were at the rally and stuff. And then they did a quick pan of the protesters outside who they, had roped off into an area.
All right.
And the first thing that came to mind as soon as they panned over and scanned that group.
Yeah.
First thing, what a bunch of faggots.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, as soon as I saw them, it was like, what a bunch of faggots.
Yeah, that's what you think. That's why I said I hope they do protest, because I enjoy watching it.
Sure.
I'm not even kidding. I'm not saying it to try and rile people up or anything. I just enjoy it. I literally will watch it and laugh my ass off.
But I guess I want to know what it is within me, or what it is about that whole scene that gives me that immediate reaction as to what a bunch of faggots.
Because they're weak.
That's exactly what it boils down to.
It's not faggot in the
homosexual way. It's a bunch of faggots as in weak.
Yeah, pussies. That's what they are. They're a bunch of fucking pussies.
Right.
My guy didn't win. I'm not getting my way. That's what it is. And it's silly. That being said, why is Trump out there campaigning? What's he campaigning for?
He's not really campaigning. He's just more or less just pumping up his base, in light of all the barrage of negative press that he's received in his first month in the office. So it's more or less like a show of strength that he hasn't lost his steam since winning the election in November. It's just like, I'm going to, be in touch with the people more or less to say, I'm elected, I'm trying to do what I have to do. Let's see how many people are still here supporting me.
Is there? You'll have to speak on this, because I can't, because I don't have a horse in the race. I don't care. I was very happy to see the president saying that I don't have to fill out line 61.
Sure,
I like that.
I do too.
That was the only thing I wanted out of this guy. So he already delivered that. So thank you. But honestly, I don't have a horse in the race to speak of. So I guess my question is, do people like you, which there are, half of the country that have the thought process that you do you guys even give a fuck what the media says? Do you still?
No, not at all. But I think it's a way of a backlash.
Okay.
It's a way of saying that, no matter what the media says, look at these people who are turning out here and saying, fuck you, media, we're still behind our guy.
Right.
And maybe it's a way of discrediting the media to show them that, there's a lot of people out there who support me as your president, no matter what you say. And maybe in a way, I don't know, but I'm just speculating that if the media, be it whoever it is, NBC, CBS, CNN, MSNBC, whoever it is, will start losing revenues or having the public turn on them,
right,
and maybe turn them around a little bit to be a little more honest in their reporting. I don't know. This is just my thought.
I'll say it up front because I do this. Do you go to CNN now and laugh at their headlines?
No, I never watch CNN. No,
their website.
No, don't even look at it.
I love it. I love. If you want to have fun during the day, and I'm not even a Trump guy. I'm really not. But I just look at how hard they want this guy to fail. And
they do. Absolutely.
Look, I just went there right now this minute. The headline is, John McCain, that's how dictators get started.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
If that's not slanted one way, nothing is. It's just funny. Then there's another headline here. Bill Maher's shameful mainstreaming of Milo's hate. Because Milo's a conservative, right?
He's a conservative, but he's also gay.
Yeah, he's like the gay conservative guy.
Yeah.
That guy's fucking taking it to the bank, isn't he?
He is.
He was nobody not even that long ago. Now he's like huge.
Yeah, he's a gay conservative. So the thing is that he's a gay guy, which the left-leaning douchebags are always trumpeting. Oh, right. They raise those people up as if they're some kind of warrior. But right. He's a conservative, so that kind of just blows that all out of the water for them, because now, even though that they're all about the whole gay issues and the transgender issues, well, we can't stand behind this guy because he's on the wrong side of the fence.
Right. Here's another one. Clinton's staffers are keeping up the fight.
Yeah, the fight. The fight for what?
These are the headlines on CNN's website right now.
Sure.
It's not like I picked and chose these. I went to CNN this minute, and these are the headlines.
What's the fight? Hillary is going to somehow emerge, and she's just going to take her rightful throne as the president now? Right. Is that the deal?
Apparently. I don't know. I didn't read it. I'm not going to read it.
Yeah, of course.
Here's another one. Why Trump wants you to hate the media.
Yeah, well, and they deserve to be hated.
Oh, this is so fucking good. I just look at this shit and roommates wanted, no Trump supporters.
Yeah, of course.
This is fair and balanced reporting.
Right, of course.
Fuck off.
Well, the one line that Trump delivered this week at his press conference is when he was talking to that CNN reporter at the press conference. Yeah. And he started in with, you refer to us as fake news. He goes, I don't refer to you as fake news anymore. I'm not doing that anymore. I'm referring to you as really fake news. Slap.
He doesn't want to hear shit.
Yeah. So anyway, getting back to this.
Yeah.
A sensitivity reader is a person who, for a small fee, will provide feedback about the book based on self-ascribed areas of expertise like dealing with terminal illness, racial dynamics in Muslim communities, or transgender issues, according to the Chicago Tribune.
Boy.
Transgender.
And who's supposed to pay this? The authors?
I guess the book people who, who publish these books, I guess they need to screen them or something.
Okay.
Children and young adult book editor Cheryl Klein claims the industry recognizes this as a real concern, and added that the process of hiring specialized readers to review the books has become the norm in the business. Specialized readers.
Fuck you.
Publishers are encouraged to hire such experts out of fear. Why are these people always fearing about everything?
Oh, fearing words.
Fear, afraid. I'm afraid. Oh, I can't be associated. Oh, I'm scared.
Right.
Oh, somebody might say something negative about me. Ooh.
It doesn't fit my culture.
Yeah, whatever. Out of fear of potential backlash for publishing books that have perceived bias and troublesome portrayals of oppressed groups, especially when the author isn't part of that group.
Wow.
So if you're not a gay guy and you write something that's, referred to as gays, it'll get removed right away. Are you gay as an author? No, I'm not gay. You can't write about gays. You don't understand their plight.
So I have one chapter in the new book, in the Korea book. And this is, I have not told you yet.
Nope.
In the new book, I tell a story about when I was in South Carolina, and we got our weekend passes, and we went to this hotel. It was me and my friend Eric. My friend Eric was a black dude, and we went.
Can you write about him because you're not black?
Well, this is what I want to find out. I'm going to tell you the story.
You're not part of this oppressed group, Chris. I'm sorry, you can't write about black people.
I think I can still, at this point, I could still get away with it.
I'm afraid not. Even if you mention African American or black, that's got to be stricken from the record.
Really? So let's assume that I can find a way to reword to get past that.
Sure.
So the way the story breaks down is that Eric didn't have any game with chicks. And I said this, that he was like a black dude that didn't have any game. So what he did was he bought a hooker. And she was a big, gnarly black hooker. And he fucked her and then I fucked her. But I talk about, one, that the hooker was a gnarly black chick. And that Eric, as a black dude, had no game. And that's why he bought the hooker.
Sure.
So do you think that would pass the sensitivity?
I'm afraid not. Because you're speaking from the viewpoint of a white guy, and this is clearly a black issue.
Yeah.
And you're not black, so you don't understand the struggle of the oppressed.
Is that how this is going?
I'm afraid that's it. I think you're going to probably just going to have to remove that whole chapter.
So even though it's true,
it might be true, but for the sensitivity of the reader, it might be highly offensive.
Okay. This book's going to have a hard time getting through the sensitivity
I'm afraid that the sensitivity readers are probably going to have to remove probably half the chapters in that book.
Probably all of them.
Last year, J.K. Rowling, another self-righteous cunt, was attacked by Native American readers for her portrayal of Navajo traditions in her story of History of Magic in North America.
Right.
At the time, for instance, Gizmodo slammed book writing. Who could have predicted that a white lady from the UK would have problems with appropriating Native American culture? She was appropriating it.
Really?
Because she wrote about it.
Okay.
Oh, wait. That should have been completely obvious to anyone even thinking of doing what J.K. Rowling did.
Shut up.
See? She doesn't understand the plight of the Native American. How could she possibly write anything that mentions Native American in it?
Is the point of all this, I'm trying to figure out bigger picture, and I've been for months. Is biggest picture that we just need to get all the white guys into like one corner of the United States and all the black dudes in another quarter and all the Spanish guys in another quarter and all the Muslims in another quarter, and then just stay the fuck away from each other?
Well, if you were to interpret it, that's the way it is, but then all you ever hear is diversity.
Yeah, but they don't want diversity.
No.
They don't want you to ever speak of them.
No, not at all.
Let alone interact. You know.
Well, therein lies the hypocrisy, my friend.
Yeah. All they want is your money. They're happy to take my money as an employer and make me fucking jump through hoops to give it to them. But ultimately, how dare I would ever write a book that covers anything but white guys?
Yeah.
You know, I can't say nothing about women, and God knows I have gay stories too.
Oh no! Well, that's you might as well just remove that chapter.
That's what I'm saying. There's not going to be much left.
Sure.
I'm gonna be issuing my new pamphlet anytime now.
Exactly. Kira Drake, no relation to John Drake.
No.
A young adult book author, meanwhile, had to revise her fantasy novel. Now, mind you, this is nonfiction, or fiction, rather.
Yeah.
The Continent, following the backlash on social media due to her portrayal of people of color. What were they, purple?
Yeah, what color were they?
Were they color purple?
Green?
Were they blue?
Yeah.
Were they
Yep.
Smurfs?
Yeah, could be.
Those are people of color, too, are they not?
Where was this social media outrage? I've never heard of this person.
Yes. The fear, there's the word again, fear of causing offense has left some authors scared.
Oh, my God.
What country do we live in? Didn't we have a president back in the 30s who said we have nothing to fear but fear itself?
How about the guy that got his head blown off? Fear not what you can do for the country, or
exactly.
Whatever. Fear not what this country can do for you.
No, it's ask not what you can do for this, what the country can do for you. Ask what you can do for the country.
Whatever it is, ask fear. It's all the same.
Fear. Everything is fear. I live in fear.
Right.
Isn't fear and being scared almost being like shackled?
Yeah. Well, I'm going to say this. If you're creative in any way and you fear being creative, then don't be creative.
Yeah.
Because if you're, and that's in any field, that's in comedy, that's in music, that's in book writing, that's in interior design, carpentry, whatever. If you're creative and you're afraid to do it, then you're afraid to do aspects of it, then you might as well not do it at all.
I agree.
You got to take chances. You got to roll the dice. I'll use my books as a prime example. I wrote these 2 books that are fucking very, what would you say, self-helpy?
Well, they're self-help, but they're also very
they're raw.
Yeah, well, I wanted to use the term graphic, but people misinterpret the term graphic as being like sexist, sexy, very sexual, I guess. But that's not what I mean by graphic. It just means very, raw. And I guess raw would be the better word.
But my point is they're meant to be helpful. They've established my writing career, my professional writing is established right now as more of a self-help type of a person.
Sure.
Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I would agree. It's like, this is what I went through and this is how I overcame. And if you're going through the same thing, hopefully you can overcome by living vicariously through my experience or the answers that I found.
Right. Now, the smartest thing in the world that I could do with the reputation that I've built in the book writing world would be to not write the book that I'm writing right now. Do you agree with that?
Well, I haven't read the transcript, but just from the description that I understand, it is a very self-indulgent book.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to blow up the mystique of
Chris Aiken, the help guy, to Chris Aiken, the outright pig.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
I'm share that side.
Sure.
And I've had people, including my own mom and my closest crew, John, Stephanie, etc., that are like, "What are you doing?" But for me, in my own head, right or wrong, this is the move I need to make because I'm a risk taker.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like to do anything safe. I like to, I established this, so I'm going to go and do something totally different that absolutely is a risk.
Mm-hmm.
Might backfire. It might make people not buy the other books anymore or whatever. There's going to be people that are not going to like the new book.
Sure.
It's way too raw. But so what? That's the risk I'm taking. Me doing the show every week is a risk that I take.
And the other thing is you don't have a deal with a publisher that you have to appease.
No, I don't.
These are self-published books that you sell through outlets.
Right.
And the thing is now if you had a publisher who expects a certain product from you,
right,
and you blow up your publishing deal, you know, that's a little different story. But the thing is since you are not under contract with somebody, much like a lot of the artists that, you know, we cover here on the show, you know, let's just take Bon Jovi, for example.
Sure.
You know, Bon Jovi reached some success in the early part of the 80s with like Runaway, right?
Sure.
And then they developed their sound and it became a smash record with Slippery When Wet.
Right, sure.
So they were signed to a deal and then they had to churn out something that was comparable to Slippery When Wet.
Right.
Their next record had to be in that same vein, and they turned that out with New Jersey.
Right, sure.
And that's what they did. So they had a formula that sold, and the publisher or their record label was happy with it.
Right.
You,
sure.
on the other hand, you're not signed to a publishing deal, and you're not signed to a, you know, whatever. So, yeah, you have that ability to do that without blowing up some kind of contractual obligation.
Sure, a contractual obligation. But I do blow up reputation if people take it the wrong way.
That's true too, but the thing is by the time this third book comes out, the other two will have probably had the pinnacle of their run already.
Right, exactly. But in my own head, and where a lot of people around me are thinking that I'm a little nutty for doing this one, is because of the businesses. You know, it's the same reason that, and I've told you this before, I have quite a few people that tell me I shouldn't do this show. Same reason.
Well, I mean, look at the backlash that I had doing this show, being involved in a, you know, a family related business.
Right. Yeah.
You know, I caught shit constantly for it, but it wasn't going to deter me. It's just like, well, you know what? I don't mention the business in the show. Right. I don't associate myself with the business in the show. I do this on my own time. I don't put any, you know, real personal information out there or make reference to. So, you know, if somebody finds it, so be it. But the chances of somebody finding it and then going, oh, is that the same guy? Not so much of a chance that that's going to happen. And for 7 years, didn't happen.
Right. Yeah, and that's where I'm just like, whatever. If people don't want to go and play pinball because I said something fucking racial or whatever, then don't go play fucking pinball. That's all. You know, if it closes, it closes. You know, I'm not going to change you. My main point to all this, I mean, we can banter back and forth about different scenarios, but my point is if you're not willing to take a chance, then why do it in the first place?
I agree.
And that's what's missing. This story that you're telling is basically saying, write, the only thing that you can write for these publishers is some vanilla bullshit. Just some soft, vanilla, weak, fluffy shit.
Safe.
Yeah, very safe. Can't be offensive. Can't make anybody think that it's about them. Can't make them think that it's about their great grandfather. You know, nothing. Everything has to be, well, today I went out and smelled the roses and they smelled lovely.
Right.
And the only thing that could smell more lovely than the roses today is the roses tomorrow with a little more time to blossom.
Exactly.
Fucking garbage.
I agree. Hail and Kill Caller, you're on the air.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, Jesus. Hello. I'm calling from Long Island. My name is Saul, and I just want to tell you that I stop and smell the roses, and all of a sudden my ass itches, and it's all knobby and silly and funny looking.
Well, don't fall down and make your shoes fall off, okay?
Oh, well, you know what? What's funny is what happened is that I have an in-home caregiver, and she put a thermometer in my bum, and what happened was I forgot, and I sat down, and it snapped just like a pencil, and then mercury all ran over my ass, and now it's all knobby and silly looking.
Okay, Chisel Chest, thanks for calling.
Wow.
Saul. All right. Well, this next paragraph goes much to your point.
Okay.
The fear of causing offense has left some authors scared, who then take the matters into their own hands. Author Susan Denard hired a fan who's a transgender man.
Oh boy! So girl
to review her portrayal of a transgender character in the book to ensure that the character was accurate.
Who wants to read an accurate book about anything?
I know.
I went to the grocery store, and there were a lot of people in there today. Then, I had to wait in line behind like 6 people, and here's a new chapter called "You Have 13 Items and the 12 Items Are Under." Who wants to read this? Nonsense.
I was nervous to write a character like this to begin with, because what if I got it wrong? I could do some major damage.
To who?
To some sensitive transgender person. It's just like what you just said. You make reference to somebody and they go, they must be talking about me.
Oh my God.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I'm going to kill myself because they outed me in a book.
Ugh.
I just know they're talking about me.
Ugh. Ridiculous.
Children's book author Kate Mesner also used a sensitivity reader for most of her books. She actively asks for feedback on whether her portrayal of certain characters and experiences are realistic and doesn't stand out as problematic.
How about this, bitch? If you're writing children's books, you don't need to have a fucking sensitivity reader, because you shouldn't be trying to write about who and what the fucking readers that are 5 are fucking. Okay? You don't have to appeal to the LGBTQ community, because guess what? 5-year-olds aren't old enough to make a decision about if they want a cock or a pussy in their mouth. So stop it. Fucking nonsense.
I wouldn't dream of sending those books out into the world without getting help to make sure I'm representing those issues in a way that's realistic and sensitive, the author said.
Fuck you.
Everybody's so sensitive.
Fuck off with your sensitivity.
Publisher Lee and Low Books have adopted a company-wide policy to use sensitivity readers. The editorial director of Lee and Low's middle grade imprint, TU Books, Stacy Whitman, claims she will request a sensitivity reader prior to even choosing a book to publish.
Oh my God. So they are making these fucking publishers, the writers, pay for this.
Yes.
Fuck that.
It's important for authors to consider expert reader feedback and figure out how to solve the problem they point out, she said. Everyone's goal is a better book and a better representation that contributes to that.
Yeah, if your book is trying to be happy, what if you don't want to represent the good? What if you want to represent the bad?
Right. Yeah. Or what if you want to represent reality?
Yeah.
Some sensitivity readers, however, believe they actually contribute to the problem. Donnell Clayton, who has partnered with Writing in the Margins project aimed at providing a database of sensitivity readers for hire to authors, claims she's frustrated with the idea of helping white authors write about black characters,
right,
from which they profit and are being praised. You're profiting off our writing about black people, and I'm not going to help you with that.
So she doesn't want proper portrayal because that might sell?
Yeah, because then the white author will get the credit for portraying black people correctly.
So it all comes back to the racism.
Of course it does.
Jesus God.
She has a problem helping the white authors with black portrayals.
So don't. Because guess what? Black people aren't going to read your dumb book anyway.
Right. So basically what they're saying is Whitey is going to make money off of writing about black people, which I helped them write because I made the portrayal more accurate.
Right.
And they're going to get money from it, and I don't want to help them get money about writing about black folk.
Right.
That's what it all boils down to.
This story makes me hate an industry that I'm actually involved in.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Well, as long as you're not signed to a publisher,
yeah, thank God,
you have no reason to be concerned.
Well, you remember my battles with the publisher when I had the publisher.
Of course.
They were not going to let me publish my book with the cover that
right.
I wanted, because it was they felt like it didn't represent the positive thing that they wanted.
Right.
And I was like, this isn't a positive book. You remember that, dude?
I do.
For how many months? At least 11. I had the idea for the cover from like day one. And they were like, no, can't do that. Can't have alcohol bottles on the cover. No, can't do that. I ended up having to give back $11,000 fucking dollars. Dude, that was not a happy day. Writing off a check for $11,000 back to the publisher.
Sure.
I fired him.
Anyway, it feels like I'm supplying the seeds and the gems and the jewels from our culture. And it creates culture thievery, she said. Thievery.
So you either want it to be accurate or you don't.
Well, the thing is that the publisher wants it to be accurate. But the people that they hire as the readers, they don't want to help out because Whitey's going to profit from writing about black people, and the black person who has the input, she isn't profiting from that.
So why didn't she write her own fucking book? That she could profit. God damn it, dude.
Because she's just a reader. She's not a writer.
Yeah, you know why? Because, God forbid, somebody has to do something to earn their keep.
Right.
God forbid you get put in a position where you have to fucking earn something.
Right.
Oh, this fucking jizzbag cunt.
Why am I going to give you all of those little things that make my culture so interesting so you can go and use it and you don't understand it?
They're not writing the book. They're fact checkers, more or less, right?
More or less.
Fact checking what they believe is their culture.
That is correct.
So they're not giving away any nuggets. They're saying, yeah, that's how it works, or no, that's not how it is.
Yeah, but we're not going to help you profit.
Stupid.
By my input as a reader, I'm not going to help you.
You're getting paid to read, you bitch.
Yeah, but not as much as you for publishing the book.
Yeah, I wrote the goddamn thing.
Yeah, but you're making more than me, and I'm the one who giving you the facts on black folk.
Oh. I hate this pig.
So there you are. Everybody's got a slant, man.
I hate this fucking pig, and I hate this story.
Well, I brought this to the table because you, as an aspiring author who have published a few books, might appreciate that.
I don't appreciate that at all.
Well, but the thing is this is where we've gone. This is what we've become. Jesus. Everybody's so sensitive, and you can't say. You can't say. I'm fearful. I'm afraid.
It's just amazing to me.
I don't get the fear all the time. Everybody's afraid. I'm afraid.
Everybody's afraid. Everybody, you know what they're afraid of? Being isolated. That's really what it is. They're afraid that if they say enough radical shit, that people will isolate them.
No, I think that people put too much emphasis and too much value in social media. Because if you were to read something negative about yourself, that's just crushing.
Is it?
Yeah.
All right. Well,
look what that guy wrote about me. He said that I sucked as an author. Look at that. I'm never going to write again because they said I sucked.
All right.
Did you see that Facebook post?
Yeah.
Some guy on Twitter said he'd never read another one of my books.
Right. I will say this, and I don't know if you've noticed it or not, but I have really stepped out of Facebook a lot lately. Like, just because true reason is not because I'm sick of Facebook as much as I just don't have time.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I just do not have time to fuck around on social media right now. And I ain't missing it a bit. I'm really not. I'm I'm literally turning into you in more and more ways.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't miss it even a little bit. You know, I take one scan at night before I go to bed for about an hour. You know, I just kind of take a quick scan of Facebook and Twitter, maybe not even an hour, probably a half hour while I'm watching TV. And that's it. And you know what? I don't miss having any of the political shit in my life, and I don't miss cat videos. I don't miss any of the shit that fucking is Facebook. It's, you know, it's very convenient to just not even be bothered with that bullshit.
Sure.
And I think I'm going that way. I can't get rid of it all the way because obviously I make money doing it. But,
right.
But, you know, I have to stay an expert without being in it all the time. You know, interesting place to be because I'm literally changing my business to doing a lot more social media. But I'm not going to do my own social media anymore except for the businesses. Fuck that shit. You know, why do I give a fuck if you fucking don't like the pasta you had at Olive Garden? Truthfully, fuck you. You know, fuck you and your Olive Garden. What do you think of that?
Yeah.